Welcome back, friends. We are here in 2023 now, and wanted to make this channel to help all the New Year's resolution people and myself included on what I am doing to stay accountable for my 2023 plans. So, right off the bat, what I'm going to be talking about is what I want to do for my physical body, my mental health, stuff of that nature, and then what I'm going to do for kind of making more money, and then lastly, the last thing I'm going to be working on, or what my main pillars of focus are, is my relationships. So let's start off with the health. So I kind of was following some, I haven't really watched self-improvement podcasts, stuff of that nature in a while, but I just listened to kind of a couple new ones around the block. Just had Spotify up, Instagram, it's making its rounds, sending me ads. And one of the things it talked about was a book on the um, new science on human bodies, on how they recommend that based on our bone structure, you should be walking at least males should be maybe like 10 miles a day, which is a lot. Kind of thinking about how we are from a hunter-gatherer perspective, that you probably foraged and walked a long amount of time looking for food. And so the way that we evolved and what our body structure is that we should be having walks. So with that being said, and kind of trying to get back into a nice routine, since I've been traveling, this is something that could help for people who are also traveling as well. Is that, just starting the day off with this specific routine: reading for about 10 to 15 minutes. I have my Kindle book available and all these awesome books I just got. Let me see if I can pull this up on my 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 internet. Let's see here. Up installing an update for Kindle, great. But yeah, I got some new books. Just gonna be focusing again on kind of those pillars as well. Books on being physically healthy, being emotionally healthy, being mentally healthy, and then making more money, and then how to have better relationships, better social life, stuff of that nature. So yeah, have all these books that I got to go through and read. So that will be a journey to do that as well. But for the most part, my mind and my physical body, these things is what I'm going to do. And then in terms of like even telling you why I'm doing this, is so for people who are looking to stick to their plans, I'm not necessarily saying you should make a YouTube channel, but you have to put it down somewhere with your partner, with your friends, write down what you want to do and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. And if you don't have that group of people, you should be building that, because I think the accountability of having someone to share your goals with, or a group of people to share your goals with, and then them checking up on it, is what really makes people stick to their plans. So the way, long story short of this YouTube video, by me telling you what I'm gonna do, it's publicly out there. Have the comments, and then again, one of my goals is to just increase this particular channel. So that is what I'm doing for myself and my physical body. So I would recommend you guys try to incorporate some increase in health, and if it just involves waking up in the morning and doing a light exercise, that's what that new book says. And I can't remember off the top of my head. Should probably know this stuff before I make YouTube channels or start recording, but that is what it's going to be over. Anyways, that is what should be done for health. Increase your cardio, and then just lifting heavy. I got a Planet Fitness membership, so I'm planning on just lifting more heavy. I had a shoulder injury that's kept me out this past year, but increasing my cardio with walking, and then the split for cardio plan to do is stair climber, followed by rowing, followed by biking, and then hopefully incorporating some hit of like 1 minute, 2 minute sprinting, followed by cool down, and do that for hopefully 10 minutes or a mile. That should keep me seeing some gains this year. All right, in terms of what I want to do for increasing my monetary income, so as those you don't know, I'm still working corporate, but I do plan on expanding some of my mass reach to monetization strategy plans. So going back to corporate life, I think what people could do that could help you reach your plans and goals is what my particular company does. I work for Doherty Business Solutions. Let's see here. Let's see here. So all this to bring up that they have this thing called career tracking thing, which is very helpful for me to see what my next promotion would be and if I'm on track to doing that, what I want to be accomplishing this year. So this particular time they set me up to go from senior consultant to principal, and then from there I could go certain routes. All of this to say for me bringing this up is that I think the famous saying of like if you don't have a plan, you're planning to fail. Whether or not this whole industry of people doing self improvement says, oh, you should just be making your own business or quit your job and make YouTube videos or, be an agency owner. Sometimes people need the structure, and I've tried that myself. I didn't have structure to kind of present myself to do stuff every day, and even still while working. I mean, it's a good job, but I, fall off the wheels a lot, and I think having, like I said, a team around you, people keeping track of your promotion, stuff like that. So this is how my company does it, and I recommend you, if your company doesn't have a clear track, to just create one for yourself. Hey, speaking with your manager, what does it take for me to get to the next level? Because obviously people want to get to the next title change, role change, because they want more money. And for most people, it's out of the realms, I'll say, of people trying to accomplish something drastic, right? So for most people who are watching this, they are, from in my perspective of what my analytics say, not just from this channel, but from my other, and just from my world of vision. People are working corporate. I happen to have people just in IT working remote. But if you could develop your communication skills, and not only that, but develop a plan where you sit down and have these talks. Well, I would say these are like the crucial conversations for increasing your wealth in 2023 and beyond every year. Say, what are you looking out of me, and how can I get that? And so, my particular company has a track where they say, hey, I'm doing this, and then they have this particular self score. So every quarter, I'll be rated and I self score. So I have my actual meeting coming up in January 5, which is a couple of days from when this video is going to be made. But if I'm going to be a principal consultant, I'm going to self score myself. And then the way my company works is not only having a specific title, but then I have roles of like, what do I exactly do? So I'm an information analyst. Believe it or not, I'm still like the second, even though I'm senior consultant. But I'm going to do IA3, which is information analyst 3. This is what I would be doing, working in some data and strategy and stuff of that nature. And then there's this concept in data called data governance, where I'd be looking to be a data steward and accomplishing these goals. So I'm going to review myself. I think around 2023 is where everyone likes doing all this stuff. Why is there a box here? But yeah, doing all this stuff, reviewing, reflecting what you want to do. Now's the perfect time, either starting your conversations today with your manager or starting it. I would just recommend doing it ASAP so that you have a year plan to get to. And then hopefully, whenever your review cycles is, which is usually for most people, it's like every year, but some companies do it like quarterly, which mine do. And yeah, that would be my recommendation for people working corporate. How to increase your wealth is just creating that plan, exactly what the company wants to see out of you, and then executing on it. So the next aspect of getting some money is I, of course, have a YouTube channel that's monetized, and then I have like in the past I did like website design and kind of followed off the tracks there of doing that, but I do have one particular client that I'm working with um, to get that proposal out and getting that signature signed. But essentially, from my experience of quitting, trying to do it on my own, and it's still a lot of work, but I think I'm fine with just having YouTube, like, 50 bucks a month, or even increasing that to 100 could be helpful. I mean, any money is good money, and then as long as you enjoy doing it, you got to be honest with yourself of what you want to do. In the past, I was like, hey, make websites for people, make digital marketing for people, or help them grow their own channel. Um, I think reflecting back on what I've done, like, for example, you may be watching this video. Some people watch it on this particular channel at this particular time. I have low engagement, low viewership, but could help people down the line. Some people they they want to get out of their jobs, or they want to do something drastic, they want to start their own thing. There's lots of people out there telling you, hey, you could make your own agency or do your own website design company or start your own business. And if you have a savings and you have a plan back, I would say if this is the year you're gonna do it, read that Jeff Bezos book, that if you don't burn any bridges, you could always get back in the industry. From my experience, I quit, came back, and it was looked positively around how I marketed myself, because showed that I was willing to take risks, showed that I mean, at least when I did, I had clients. So I'm not really necessarily looking to get more clients at a particular rate. I mean, we'll see how this industry goes, but from what I'm doing from my corporate life, what I learned there and applying it now, and having more resolution on it, you got to go after clients who have money, who are, I'm particularly in a B2C business where I help people grow their business, or B2B actually. So this particular client I'm working with is targeting the Medicare group, and he's doing non-emergency vehicle transfers. So there's potential for him to have, like, especially with what I know of the healthcare industry, for him to have increased growth, and my partnership there, um, you know, could help. I honestly was like, how can I sell $10,000 packages? Like, first off, like, how can I make my income from side business? And it's like, oh, just just get $10,000, just get high ticket clients. So we'll see if that works out, and what the price I'm gonna quote him at. But besides that, doing small monetary things, it's not right now. I'm not tracking towards doing that, making like $30 on YouTube, blend Logic Tech. But yeah, new MacBooks come out, new gaming content, new gaming laptops, review those, because that's some of the stuff I just like doing. I just always am hardware inclined. And then, of course, I'm sharing this with you to keep myself accountable. And on this personal channel, just doing stuff like that. Like, hey, where have I been traveling? Where am I planning to go? What I've been doing. Actually, Michelle's watching some of my older content right now, giving me some tips and feedback. And we're planning to go Australia for a honeymoon, so maybe recording some content there. I kind of got out of the phase of like making content while there. I kind of like doing a Craig's Adam type, just document hiking and stuff like that. But we'll see how it goes and what I put out there. But that's kind of the plan for increasing my wealth. Recap for people: it's like most people aren't gonna quit their jobs, but some of you on the fringe may watch this video and want to do it. I'd say read a couple books on taking a leap, um, and just have a have some savings, and just put everything into it. It can be rewarding for some people. When I got into it and started getting clients, I was like, oh, it's just like a job, but like I'm responsible for everything. So got back into corporate. And then finally, for this last aspect of what I want to do, social, keep in touch. Um, well, actually, before I get into that, let's just showcase my screen. There's just so much content that I was like, oh, I should make all this content. It's like a backlog: productivity, crypto, gaming, Minecraft, technology stuff, growing a YouTube channel. It's all stuff I want to do, but nothing's really stuck of like wanting to make content. Obviously, I'm doing it right now in January 20 and 2023, of like at least a 2023 plan. I maybe do more travel documentation and stuff like that, but we'll see how this goes. Um, and yeah, social, keep in touch with people, do more things. So I think, in going back to like your ideal day, start off with reading, then a walk. Hopefully, if you could get to the gym, do that before work starts. In my particular life, I think, like, it's just straight up reality is from what I know, there's people who work and have to go into the job, and it's tough. But if you get into like IT desk job and get into remote, that should, in my opinion, that should be like your goal, because then from there you have more time to do. It's just better. Um, and if that involves like switching your careers, and you're gonna have to get into self training, that's I've just there's people I've met who made it happen, took night school, learned some IT, learned some, got more certifications. Um, it's easy for me to say, but it's hard to execute on. I've tried doing like master's degree, kind of stalled out there. It is a struggle, but even doing remote and then trying to do that has been tough. But look, if you could get this day routine done, work out in the morning, have that, um, you know, walk, cardio, lift heavy, uh, then you can just make the money. You know, if you have to go into work, go into work, but do the stuff that can get you the promotion. You want to move up every year. It's kind of going to be the same effort. One thing I've heard people talk about, it's like, oh, it's gonna be more responsibilities, more money, but more responsibilities. But I think you'll get used to it for the most part. The human brain has a tendency to go back to a baseline. I actually saw like a one podcast. Someone said they studied the person who got paralyzed, and 3 months later, after like being depressed about being paralyzed, for the most part, I mean, obviously there's fluctuations in people's genetics, but they had to a standard baseline of like their level of happiness and what they want. And even though they're paralyzed, it's like, oh well, got to continue on, and they make do. So um, it's just something to think about relating back to the topic. Like if you have more responsibility, you'll get used to it, and but at least you'll be making more money, and you just keep going from there. Use that money wisely, and uh, if you're not gonna, I think, from what I understand of making more money, besides monetization, everything comes down to ease of access to customers and getting scale. So whether that's making this channel to reach people, um, I'm not, you're not being my client, you're not involving my time. Just make this content, edit it, and post it out there. That could be something to do. And then in terms of social, that's something you guys can, at the end of the day, just spend more time doing stuff with people you love, like watching videos with Michelle or some of that nature. Um, but yeah, I think that's kind of the 2023 plans, is just working on those small things. And then, of course, Michelle has a bunch of um, stuff for me to do, like stop eating so much and losing weight, of course. So that's the accountability factor that I said people should get into. Um, this is my form of doing it, making a video, posting it out there. Hopefully, you guys have some plans. Leave them in the comments below. Hope you guys get to travel more. Hope you guys get healthy, and hope you guys uh, increase your relationships. Until next time. Michelle just finished the video, and I don't like making content in front of Michelle, so I'm gonna end this rant. Later.